Nick, you had a hard time with Kerr comparing Zion to LeBron.
For a very specific reason. Now, I want to make this clear. Steve Kerr is one of my favorite people in sports. I like everything Steve Kerr represents, and I think right there he was trying to be as complimentary of Zion as you possibly can. But this is, LeBron is the one guy who, I was thinking about it this morning, there hasn't been anybody that's come along and been like, oh, it's the next LeBron. We had a half dozen guys we heard were going to be the next Jordan. Grant Hill was going to be the next Jordan. Kobe was going to be the next Jordan. There were guys that we saw the prototypes.
And the reason why was because his game and his body type was, you're going to see more like that.
Correct.
Shaq. You don't see a lot of people saying a whole bunch of Shaq, so
exactly right. Nobody has said this is the next Shaq. Like with Joel Embiid, they were like, oh, could it be the next Akeem? Part of that was because born overseas. Part of that was the footwork. And so
Dwight Howard potentially had to with the body and the way he ran the court early in his career, potentially to be they tried to do the smile, the personality thing.
Call himself Superman.
Tried to way short of Shaq.
And so listen, we're going to talk about Zion more than we've talked about any college basketball player, I believe, since Kevin Durant. He is more than Anthony Davis, more than we talked about Trae Young last year. He is such a spectacular, singular talent who is just so amazing to watch that we are going to talk about him. And I want to be careful on what we put on this young man's very broad shoulders. LeBron, the moment he came into the league, was one of the 5 best passers in the league. That's what made him special to go along with the body. And I want to be careful on what people are expecting from Zion Williamson and a lot of people believe he's not the best player on his own college team. Now, he's the most spectacular player to watch already. We know that. But I feel like it could be unfair to a guy who's 18 years old and figuring everything out.
Well, this is part of it, man. This comes with the talent. Like, there's tremendous benefits. I tell my wife all the time, like, you could jump on the subway. Yeah, you can't complain about people coming up to you snapping pictures when you go to the restaurant. They're going to give you a preferred table. Like, these are certain things that come along with being talented, a public figure. And so I believe that Steve Kerr, he's trying to reach into, as far as sports, and trying to pick out, because LeBron physically
is unlike
and that's what I believe he's trying to identify in Zion, because in Zion you can't pick out anyone in the last 40 years to say he looks like this. He's a part Sean Kemp, Charles Barkley, and LeBron had that same type of thing. With Steve Kerr, what I thought was man, when God made LeBron, he was only going to make one of them. Just like Mike, he did only make one of them. Zion is different. His body type is bigger than LeBron. LeBron is a freakish athlete, and how he plays basketball and his basketball IQ is at a very, very high level. But Zion is a special. At 6'7", 280 pounds, to be able to elevate at a 45-inch vertical, that deserves some recognition. Now, you don't have to compare it to LeBron James.
Who would you compare him to?
I mean, Sean Kemp is the name people are going to say, but there's never been – the reason Kerr said 285 is because that is what – we've seen guys that can – Zach LaVine can jump. Aaron Gordon's a big dude who can jump.
To be able to get that body weight, that high off the ground, and he has a charisma about him. He's got a showmanship about him, and he's got a gamemanship. He cannot handle the ball like LeBron at this point, but he does see things on the court. He does play at an elite level as far as intellectually, but LeBron James at 14 years old, a dude named William Wesley said, listen, man, there's a guy in Ohio is going to be the next great basketball player. And I was like, really? They weren't talking about him at that age.
That's the only, I know people hear me say this, they think it's not about LeBron. It's about the kid.
Yeah.
I just think there are, of course, you go to Duke, you're one of the top recruits, you're on national TV, there's going to be expectations, you're going to be talked about. That is part of it. But at some point, the expectations can become too unfair, and that's all that I'm tempering.
I believe that they're fair when you're that type of athlete, when you're LeBron's son. And we put that, you put your highlights on, we put your AAU team on, we talk about where you're going to high school. Now, I believe, and I'm emphatic about this, that's unfair. Who Zion is? Oh, yeah, man, that's the price of admission. If you want the nice table, you got to take them pictures on the subway, too.
All right, America, if you are on the C train today,
Yeah, I'm
Cris
on it.
Carter is
Absolutely.
taking pictures.
Come on, let's do it.
Line forms on the left.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.